Welcome to Sleepy School, the place where you can let go of the day, close your eyes and drift into sleep while learning something new. Every night, you'll fall asleep a little wiser, as history, science and stories become the background of your dreams. If you'd like, share in the comments where you're listening from. I genuinely enjoy seeing where everyone is. And don't forget to subscribe for a new sleep lesson every night, so your mind can keep growing even as you rest. You wake before the sun. The air is cool, carrying the faint earthy scent of last night's embers. Somewhere in the house, the charcoal braziers have nearly gone out, leaving only a whisper of smoke clinging to the beams. The first thing you feel beneath you is the floor. Not rough wood, not stone, but tatami. Firm, woven mats of straw, arranged in perfect rectangles, each one sized with care, so that rooms across the land follow the same proportions. Tatami are not only for comfort, but for order. They remind you, even in your half-dreaming state, that the world of the samurai values balance. The room around you is spare, almost empty. To eyes from another time it might seem bare, but here it is full of meaning. The walls are made not of stone, but of paper, sliding panels called shoji that breathe with the morning light. They do not block the world outside, they soften it, turning the sharp brightness of dawn into a gentle glow. A single scroll hangs from the alcove, its brushstrokes simple yet alive, perhaps a verse of poetry or a painting of a mountain. Beside it rests a small vase with 1 or 2 wildflowers. Nothing more. Nothing wasted. Outside, the world is stirring. A rooster crows in the distance. A bamboo pipe fills slowly with water from a stream, tips, and empties with a hollow clack into a stone basin before starting again. Birds dart between the rafters of the roof. The fields are already alive with farmers bending low over their crops, backs straightening and bowing with each rhythm of the hoe. Though you are samurai, your life is bound to theirs. You protect them, they sustain you. But today is different from every other morning you've known. Today is your first day as a samurai. Before you rise, there are rituals. You kneel, lower your forehead until it touches the mat, and bow to the unseen presence of your ancestors. You honor them not with grand words, but with silence. Without their lives, their battles, their choices, you would not exist. To be samurai is to carry all of them in your own body. A servant slides open the door and sets down a wooden bucket of fresh water. Steam curls faintly from its surface. You cup your hands and wash your face. The shock of cold clears away the last of sleep, reminding you that discipline begins even in small discomforts. Your clothing waits folded neatly. Layer by layer, you wrap yourself in cotton and silk. The texture is smooth against your skin. The colors restrained, deep indigo, the mark of readiness for training. You tie the obi sash firmly at your waist. Only then do you reach for the blade. Not yet the curved steel of legend, but a practice sword made of wood. The bokken. Even this feels heavy as you slide it through your sash, a weight more symbolic than physical. The sword is not an ornament, it is identity, responsibility, and fate. You step into the corridor of the manor. Morning light slants across the polished wooden floors. Servants move quietly, almost invisibly, tending to chores that keep the household breathing. The air smells faintly of pine from the beams overhead, of rice cooking in the kitchen. Every detail around you reminds you of order. A samurai's house, like a samurai's mind, is meant to be clear, unclouded, and ready. At the far end of the hall your daimyō waits. He is your lord, the one to whom your loyalty now belongs completely. He sits with perfect posture upon the floor, his robes arranged precisely, his hands resting still. You kneel before him, bowing so low that your forehead nearly touches the mat again. When he looks at you, there is no smile, no warmth, but there is something more enduring, a steady appraisal, as though he is measuring not just the person you are now, but the person you must become. You know, without him saying a word, that your life is no longer your own. It is his, it is the clan's, and it is the code's. That code has a name, bushidō, the way of the warrior. It is not a single scroll of rules, but a living path, loyalty to one's lord, reverence for one's ancestors, discipline of body and mind, honesty, duty, and readiness for death at any moment. These are not choices, they are not requests, they are expectations. Breakfast comes on lacquered trays, a small bowl of steaming rice, pickled vegetables, a morsel of fish. The portions are humble, the flavour is clean, almost austere. You bow before and after the meal, thanking both the household and the spirits for the food. No chatter fills the air. Meals are not for conversation, but for composure. Even the way you lift chopsticks is noted, fingers positioned correctly, movements smooth, nothing wasted. In the life of a samurai, precision is not limited to combat. It is a way of being. When the meal ends, the bell rings from the training yard. Its chime is low but insistent, carrying across the estate. The day has begun in earnest. You rise, step outside and feel the courtyard beneath your feet. The stones are cool, the air warmer now as the sun climbs higher. Beyond the gates, mountains rise into mist, their peaks still painted in morning clouds. Ahead waits a long day of bow, of sword, of horse, of ink. You will learn not only how to strike, but how to kneel, how to write, how to think. For now you walk slowly toward the sound of the bell, your shadows stretching across the courtyard. The weight of the practice sword presses lightly against your hip. The first day of your life as a samurai has begun. The bell fades, and with it the hush of morning. You step into the open yard, a wide square of packed earth surrounded by wooden walkways. The sun has climbed higher, and its light glints off helmets and spears stacked neatly along the wall. The ground is marked with footprints and scuffs, memories of countless drills before yours. Today, your prints will be added to theirs. Other young men are already gathered, kneeling in rows. Their robes are plain, their faces composed, though you can feel the tension that ties them together. All of you are novices. All of you are bound by the same duty. A senior instructor paces before the group, his armour creaking softly as he moves. His face is stern, his hair tied tightly, his gaze sharp. When he speaks, it is not loud, but it carries, clear, clipped, and undeniable. Discipline first, skill second. Without discipline, there is no samurai. He makes you kneel, bow, and wait. The lesson begins not with the sword, but with the body itself. You are taught how to sit correctly, knees folded beneath, back straight, shoulders aligned. How to bow, not too shallow, not too long. How to breathe from the belly, slow and steady. These small rituals are training for the battlefield, though you do not yet see how. Every gesture is practice for composure. A warrior who panics is already dead. Only then does the instructor gesture for you to rise. A servant hands each of you a bokken, a wooden practice sword, smoothed from oak. Its weight surprises you, heavier than it looks. The grip feels foreign in your hands. and when you draw it from your sash, the motion is awkward. You remind yourself that this wooden blade is not a toy. In careless hands it can bruise, break bone, even kill. The instructor demonstrates the stance. Feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, weight forward, both hands on the hilt, blade raised. Not too high, not too low. You mirror him, though your legs tremble. The ground beneath you feels suddenly unsteady, your balance unsure. He corrects your posture with a sharp tap to your knee. You adjust. The stance grows a little more natural. Then comes the strike, straight downwards, swift and clean. Again, again. The wooden swords cut through the air in unison, a chorus of whooshing arcs. Sweat gathers at your temples, muscles ache in your shoulders, but the rhythm steadies you. The repetition carves discipline into your body. Strike, breathe, reset, strike. The morning grows hotter. Your robe sticks to your skin. Blisters rise where your hands grip the hilt. Still, the drills continue. Cut left, cut right, step forward, step back. The movements blur together until the sword feels less like a burden and more like an extension of your body. This is the beginning of kenjutsu, the art of the sword. When the bell sounds again, you kneel, panting, your bokken across your lap. The instructor surveys the group. He nods once. Approval is not given easily, but today you have earned the smallest measure of it. After sword comes bow. You are led to the archery range at the edge of the estate. Targets of straw stand at measured distances, circles painted on their faces. Each novice is given a tall wooden bow, the yumi. Its shape is strange, asymmetrical, the grip far below the center. At first it feels unbalanced. But when you draw the string, the design reveals its wisdom. The curve bends with grace, and the arrow flies farther than you expected. Here, precision matters more than strength. The instructor speaks of calm breath, of focusing on the target as if nothing else exists. Your arms quiver, the bowstring bites your fingers. But when you release, the arrow whistles clean through the air and thuds into straw. Not a perfect shot, but a true one. A ripple of pride warms you. By midday the sun is high, and the scent of pine drifts from the surrounding woods. Lunch is brought. Simple rice balls wrapped in leaves. You eat quickly in silence, sitting with the others. Some are solemn, others nervous. You are all tired, yet beneath the fatigue lies something sharper. Resolve. The afternoon brings new lessons. You are shown armor, lacquered plates bound with silk cords heavier than it looks. Piece by piece you put it on. The breastplate, the shoulder guards, the helmet with its crest. The weight drags at you, walking feels clumsy. Moving slower, yet you are told this too is part of the training. To fight in armor is to know endurance, to live with weight, and to carry it with grace. Before dusk, the day ends not with combat, but with stillness. You are brought to a quiet hall where ink and brushes wait. Here, you are told, a samurai's strength is not only in his arms, but in his mind. You sit, shoulders sore, fingers aching, and copy characters onto fresh paper. The strokes must be deliberate. To rush is to fail. To write well is to discipline the spirit. By the time the evening bell rings, your body is exhausted. Your legs are heavy, your hands raw, your head buzzing with lessons. Yet beneath the fatigue lies something steady. For the first time you have felt what it means to live as samurai. Not glory, not ease, but balance. Between sword and brush, strength and silence. The sun is sinking now, the courtyard fading into shadows. Ahead lies nightfall, and with it another part of your training. The day is ending, yet your training is not. The sun drifts low, brushing the sky with faint orange, and the shadows of the estate stretch long across the earth. You walk slowly back to the main hall, each step heavy from the drills of the day. The blisters on your palms sting, your arms feel like lead, and yet there is pride in the ache. This is the weight of a beginning. Inside, the house has shifted to evening rhythm. Lanterns flicker with warm light, their glow soft behind paper screens. The air smells faintly of incense, of cedar wood, of the meal being prepared. A hush settles over the corridors. Samurai life is not only training for war, it is training for stillness. You kneel once more before your daimyō, bowing low until your forehead brushes the mat. He regards you silently, then nods, not with affection, but with recognition. You are, for now, still untested, but you have endured the first day. That alone is a step forward. The evening meal is simple, but it feels almost like a reward. A bowl of rice, a piece of grilled fish, miso broth steaming in the wooden bowl. Beside it, pickled radish adds a sharp bite. The flavors are not rich, but they are grounding, each mouthful a reminder that nourishment itself is discipline. You eat slowly, deliberately, bow before and after the meal, then set your bowls aside. After dinner comes a different kind of training, one of the spirit. A teacher waits in a smaller room where the floor is bare save for scrolls and brushes. You sit with the other novices, legs folded beneath you, back straight, eyes half closed. This is meditation, breathing in silence, thoughts rising and falling like waves, acknowledged, then released. The instructor's voice is soft but steady. A samurai's mind must be calm, even when the world is chaos. Only then can his sword strike true. When the meditation ends, you are given brush and paper once more. Tonight the task is not to copy, but to write a poem. A waka, brief and disciplined. 5 lines, syllables arranged with care. At first your hand shakes, your words stumble. But slowly they come. A line about the weight of the bokken in your hands. Another about the ache in your shoulders. Another about the mountain outside, its peak now hidden in dusk. You write not for glory, but for practice, for the sharpening of the mind just as you sharpen the body. Later, as the household quiets, you are brought to the garden. The night has risen, and above you the stars burn in a wide, endless sky. The garden is carefully shaped, stones placed as if by chance, a pond reflecting the lantern light. A breeze moves through the pines, carrying the faint rustle of needles. You are told this is also part of samurai life, to walk among beauty, to see nature not as ornament, but as teacher. The mountain's patience, the river's persistence, the flower's briefness. All these are lessons. Finally, you return to your chamber. The tatami mats welcome your tired body. The paper screens hush the night sounds to a murmur. Crickets, the trickle of water in the bamboo spout. You place your wooden sword by your side, as you will one day place steel. You bow once more, even in solitude, to honor your ancestors before sleep. The day has been long, filled with drills and rituals, exhaustion and discovery. Yet as your eyes close, you feel the truth of it settling in your bones. To be a samurai is not only to fight, it is to live a life of balance, of loyalty, of unending discipline. It is to carry beauty and death together in every breath, in every step, in every stroke of the sword. Your first day is done. Tomorrow, the path continues. And that brings us to the end of tonight's story. I hope you found it calming. Maybe you learned something new, and maybe you're already drifting into sleep. If you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe to Sleepy School. It helps more people find these stories and join us each night. I'd also love to hear from you, so let me know in the comments where in the world you're listening from tonight. For now, rest well, dream deeply, and I'll see you tomorrow night with another bedtime lecture. Good night.